Meet 35 male with my wife, 33 female of 9 years, wants to give up our daughters for adoption. My wife and I had been dating since college and married shortly after she graduated. When we initially met, she informed me she didn't like kids, and although I was upset, I didn't give it much thought. In any case, I didn't have a strong opinion about it. We were madly in love, and everything seemed to be going swimmingly for a time. 6 years ago, her birth control failed, and I promised her that I would back any decision she chose. She had planned to get an abortion, but she changed her mind the day before, and we became loving and joyful parents. She later decided she wanted another child, and so we had our second daughter. They are 5 and 3 years old, respectively, and are perfectly lovely. They are both very well behaved and mature for their years. Another thing to say is that my wife is a stay-at-home mom. My work is quite demanding, and I'm out of town for week-long amounts of time. Once a month, with the rest of the month being 9-6. I've essentially had this routine since we got married. I earn a nice living, in the low 6 figures, and we've never had any financial problems. I'd suspected something was wrong with my wife for a few months. She is definitely the main caregiver for our girls, but she has suddenly become absolutely hands-off while I am at home. I don't mind spending more time with my girls, taking care of them, but there's more to it than that. She will utterly disregard them when I am present. If they ask for anything, she tells them to go ask Daddy, and then goes into our bedroom and locks the door to get away from them. I've been asking her whether she's okay, and she's always said everything was perfect until last night. She approached me and seated me at the table after we had put the kids to bed. She began remembering about exciting things we had done shortly after we were married. What a terrific experience everything had been. My guard was down because she was being nice, hilarious, and loving. She said we used to be able to do anything we wanted before we had the girls. I hope we could return to it. I inquired as to what she meant. She finally revealed, after considerable probing, that she regretted having children. I said that I, too, felt overwhelmed at times, but that I would always adore our girls. She became silent. She murmured something, so I asked her to repeat it. She shouted, "I don't love them," and then burst into tears. I sat there with my mouth agape. She regained her composure and resumed speaking. She was talking about how she had been researching adoption organizations and foster care. She had previously called one agency. She was planning to give away my children. I sat there shocked, unable to speak, while she gushed about how wonderful it would be to reclaim our life, and how wonderful our relationship will be once we are no longer parents. I had no idea what to do. I let her talk herself out of it, and when she went to bed, I went to get my kids, pack a few things, and drive to my mother's place. Today, I phoned in ill to work. I informed them that I would most likely be absent for the remainder of the week. My wife has left me a slew of missed calls, voicemails, and messages. I haven't taken a look at any of them. I've spent the day chatting with my mom and keeping the girls entertained. My mother is also at a loss on what to do. I believe I have 2 choices. Start contacting attorneys or start calling mental health doctors. Perhaps both. I'm not sure whether she's suffering from a delusional hallucination or if she's simply that bad. I just don't want to return home to her right now. Ever. I'm thinking divorce is the best option, but I can't care for my children on my own. What should my next course of action be? Should I make an attempt to contact my wife? Additional information. She isn't always at home with them. They attend pre-K for 6 hours every day, 4 days per week. My mother takes them every other weekend. She has a lot of time to herself, even though it might be more, and on evenings when I'm home, she often goes out with her friends, and recently, when I'm home, she doesn't see the kids at all. It's likely she's overwhelmed, but she's not the lonely, barefoot, and pregnant lady tied to the stove you're seeing here. We've always had poor libido. I guess we have once a week and attempt to have a date night every other week, leaving the girls with my mother. We have a lot of love for one another. She earned a bachelor's degree in art. She was a teacher when we first married, teaching English and art at a local high school. She despised it and stopped when she was pregnant with our first child. She has a studio in our home, which is simply an additional bedroom with all of her art supplies that the kids aren't allowed to enter, and she paints while the kids are gone. She believes her degree is worthless, but she has said that she is not interested in returning to school. We used to pay for a weekly housekeeping service, but my wife decided she didn't want to cut corners. Right now, I'm simply searching for feedback. To be honest, I think her reaction to this issue was utterly out of line and virtually ridiculous, and I'm not sure I want to be in a relationship with someone who contemplates giving up her children before even asking for assistance. She has continuously denied that anything was wrong and seems to have put up a front to make me believe she was not in pain. Story 2. I cheated and I am trying so hard to rebuild. I cheated on my 2-year girlfriend and am at a loss on what to do. I'm upset with myself and at the fact that I can't do anything to solve this. In this case, everything was okay when I dated my 2-year girlfriend from university. I was a jerk in the start of our relationship because of the boundaries I set up and my lack of understanding of how to handle our relationship. We ultimately began dating after a time of chatting, even though it was a rocky start, but we eventually came to terms and enjoyed a well-balanced relationship. Except for one detail, her mother. Her mother is really domineering, to the point that I am 23, feel like I'm dating a high schooler since she can't do anything after 9 p.m. She F22 is unable to accompany me on a vacation, stay out, travel far, or do anything, and she lives apart from her mother. For 2 years, it was a problem that plagued me and rubbed me the wrong way. I was missing my college, nearly adult, love life, and it was driving me insane. Then I changed schools. I transferred to a new school, and to cut a long tale short, this new lady I met was awesome. We both skipped class one day and attempted to find out where we were supposed to go. We were in separate time zones, yet it simply happened. So we began a chat, which was okay at first, but then we went too close. We began to hang together more often and went out late at night to eat and speak about our lives. She had no idea I had a girlfriend, and that's where I went wrong. I screwed up even more by allowing someone to get so close to me. As we began to flirt more, I began to share places with her and began calling her baby. Never went beyond that, but it was still pushing my limits with my girlfriend. Fast forward to the conclusion of my girlfriend's birthday weekend. When I'm sleeping, my GF searches through my phone for texts between me and the new lady, and it wasn't pretty. Long discussion and ranting dumped me there. I shattered her heart. I betrayed her confidence. I shattered everything. All because I wanted to fill the vacuum left by my partner's lack of independence. I really want to blame her mother, but they are my acts. I created my bed, and now I must sleep in it. I adore my girlfriend. Yes, I do. I simply went the worst possible route to make up for what I was missing, and I want her back. I'm attempting everything. Doing what I lacked in the relationship, I phoned the other girl and told her the truth, as well as that I am blocking her and would not see her again since I love my girlfriend. Everything. There is hope for rebuilding, but I am losing hope and willpower every day. I grieve over it and wish I had taken a different approach to a simple issue. I never touched this other lady since I couldn't outside of my girlfriend, but I shattered a lot of trust and it hurts.